minority stage workout. Na workout in kofa by and school me ho sensem. Yes, on the wo nyame fa ne currency na ebekọ by election so eno ho debate na majority leader ko raise by nti Afenyo mo chese omo it is very insensitive nti na omo aboto nti no omo stage workout. Na omo ko na Kwame Abuja ka se Afenyo because speaker can say omo hold the assembly no omo continue with today business but Afenyo and copy with what I know can say this must be put on records, which on records it may be discipline Afenyo may what be faced. You know Afenyo is likely to be facing the discipline committee in parliament for leading and for staging workout in today government business in Kunikuti. And on records no it is probably maybe the discipline committee statute.
Honorable members, let's leave it at this stage and then leadership can discuss this using the usual channels of communication. The proper thing will be done and definitely it's a democratic state. We'll go through what the law says we should do. I want to please plead with members that as I leave the chair, extend the same cooperation to the deputy speakers that will preside. Whatever I do when I leave the chair, will not go back. I remember that very well. God being on my side, I'm still alive. So please take this serious and let's do the proper thing. We will sit together and we'll do what is right. So the EC will properly be informed. I thank you so much. First Deputy Speaker to take the chair. Now we can move on to... No, it's question time. So, honorable members, it's question time. We'll continue with the question time. And then... Honorable members, First Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
Yes, Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I regret to say that our side feel that the issues that have been brought on this floor appears to be very insensitive to us, and therefore we are withdrawing from today's proceedings. No problem.
Yes, Honorable Kwame Abuja.
Mr. Speaker, what the respected minority leader did is in total disrespect to the ruling or the comments made by Mr. Speaker before leaving the chair for you. Mr. Speaker admonished all of us to drop the issues and continue with today's business. Immediately Mr. Speaker left, our colleagues on the other side decided to do the opposite of what Mr. Speaker did. That's very regrettable. That is very disrespectful to Mr. Speaker, and that must be put on record.
Very well. Honourable members, can we make progress? Honourable members, question number 2.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When we heard of this issue, I think the whole Parliament was devastated, and the next day we met at conclave. At conclave, the decision was that we're not going to do any business. We'll just come and adjourn. However, upon further deliberation, the leadership decided that we can also just keep quiet. So at least when we come, we should raise the matter. And it's not going to be open for comment. It's just for the two leaders. So, Mr. Speaker, when I put out the information, I emphasized in my statement with a caveat that this does not amount to an official communication and that it is not as part of the processes to trigger any constitutional imperative. It was clear, and Hansard bears me out. The next day, the clerk to Parliament and leadership drove to the family house where we met the wife and some family members. What we told them was that the head of this assembly, being you were not in the jurisdiction. And we had heard this. We want to come and find out from them and report back to you. Mr. Speaker, on record, the Ochiame for the family, the linguist who spoke on behalf of the family, told us that indeed there was a situation like that. However, the gentleman being a royal, they are only in Accra to work, but they have to go back to the family and officially inform the family. And after that, they would come and inform Parliament, because being a royal, there is a need for a family member to lead, to officially inform you. Mr. Speaker, our spokesperson, leadership, and the clerk nominated Honorable Anodompre to speak on our behalf. So they asked us to nominate one from amongst us to be the liaison to give notice of when they are coming. So we nominated Honorable Collins Adumaku Mensah to be the one to liaise with them. Mr. Speaker, in fact, Honorable Chief Whip Anodompre asked the leader of the House whether there was anything to add. He said whatever he said on our behalf is full and final. Mr. Speaker, I don't understand the sudden twist where some constructive meaning is being given to this matter and that the clerk is being pushed into a tight corner. You've spoken to us about our tradition. You've spoken to us about the processes that leads to this communication. And even the amendment to Article 1125, which you read aloud and in extension. 1125, as amended in 1996, is here. Mr. Speaker read it aloud and in extenso. So it is not true, and it is not the case, that the clerk to Parliament went there on his own, based on what leadership discussed with him, is what led all of us to go. And the family was clear that the gentleman is a royal, and per tradition, they can't just get up. And there's no royal family member in Accra. They are all in the village. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want to beg of the respected leader of the House. If he says people are calling him, saying that, what is he doing? He is a constitutionalist and all, I will plead with him. This is a very sad situation. We're all struck by this. It is somebody's life. We don't know tomorrow. Let us not create the impression that somebody is in a rush for the purpose of political convenience. Mr. Speaker has given us a direction. Mr. Speaker has guided us. Let us contact the family, and I'm sure that the family would equally contact us. This is not the first time a situation like this has occurred. It is not the first. And let us appreciate the sensitivity around this and not create the impression that, we are so insensitive and we want to hurriedly do something to fill the vacancy. So, Mr. Speaker, that is it. To conclude, Mr. Speaker, I did not come here to make a ceremonial speech. Mr. Speaker, this is a house of record. Because you had commented that if I did so, then I was wrong. No, Mr. Speaker, I was very guided. I'm still a student of parliamentary jurisprudence. I'm careful. I know I can make mistakes, but I was careful which of the rules to come under, and we all discussed. So I didn't come saying that ceremonial speeches. No, I got up, Mr. Speaker, to crave the indulgence of the chair to inform and for us to discuss the matter. So, Mr. Speaker, that is all I would want to.
Yes, honorable members, please. The Speaker is a presiding officer. The Speaker is not a judge. If I have to operate as a judge, there are so many questions that will have to be answered before you can take a well-considered decision in this matter. But there are three essential things you have to look at when you read that clause of the article, because it's in a context. One, vacancy occurring. Two, when. Three, time limit given to the clerk. These are very essential. It's not just about a member dying, but when did the member die? Because the time starts running from that day, not when the clerk informs in writing the electoral commission. No. So those three things are very essential in processing this matter. And so, even for you going, there's nothing wrong with it because you have heard. And even traditionally, that's what we do. So there's nothing wrong with you going there to find out whether what you have heard is really true. But that is not sufficient basis for you saying that a vacancy has occurred. There must be further evidence, because those people you met might turn out not to be the family or head of family or linguist under cross-examination. And so that is sufficient for you to show concern that a colleague suddenly has fallen. It's a shock. And so you move to try and find out. There's nothing wrong with that one. But you will want some authority, some evidence. And you don't forget the Constitution is talking about in writing. In writing. The writing will state the person is no more and it occurred on this date. Then the Electoral Commission can start counting from that date. And in the case of death, 60 days, there must be election. The clerk is given to act within 7 days. Within 7 days. And so what you've done is right by following up, because it's not only Newz. A leader of the House, in the person of the minority leader, has also given notice. So the clerk cannot pretend not to have heard.
With details of the incident, the hospital where the incident occurred, and the time when the incident occurred. So, Mr. Speaker, we must pay attention. We must pay attention to the language of our Constitution and what it says. I am saddened by an attempt by my colleague, the minority leader, to create an impression that I am being insensitive, that there's a sudden haste to rush and have a by-election and etc. So, Speaker, I really have no interest beyond my fidelity to the Constitution and the language of the Constitution. When the Constitution says, when the clerk becomes aware, and I have gone with the clerk to the family house, and the family has informed both myself and the clerk, and informed the clerk of the hospital, informed him of the time, and informed him that the doctors there confirmed. And I was sitting there with him. Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, if after all these facts occurring on national television, we can go for the tapes and the records where they inform myself, the clerk, the minority leader, and about 35 other members of parliament. They told us the hospital, the time, and then the confirmation by the doctors. Mr. Speaker, it is up to the clerk to follow up to the hospital and get the certification, because he's been told, so that he can do what constitutionally he is obliged to do. For the records, no one is being insensitive here. For the records, no one is in a haste. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, I have seen posters put out by the NPP announcing the wife of the deceased as their parliamentary candidate in the by-election. Who is being insensitive here? I have seen posters announcing the wife of the deceased as their preferred parliamentary candidate in the constituency when we have not yet even performed the funeral of the deceased. So who is being insensitive? Who is being insensitive? Mr. Speaker, the Constitution is clear. The Constitution is clear in terms of the language. And that is why I am raising it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, enough. Honorable members, enough is enough. We are getting into some other very troubling areas. So please, I told you what I did. Honorable member, honorable members, please, you are just talking about yourselves. You should at least be very, 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 very sensitive to yourselves. You are talking about yourselves. You are talking about yourselves. Please.